Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our February press conference. Dr. Rogers, as always, is excited to share updates with you on all the great things that are happening in Baltimore County Public Schools. So, without further delay, Dr. Rogers, welcome. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. I will provide updates and information on the fiscal year 2025 operating budget, our upcoming community engagement events, our March 12th job fair, and our ribbon cutting ceremony for Red House Run Elementary School. I want to begin by welcoming our board chair, Ms. Tierra Booker Dwyer, who's here with us this morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining us and your continued support. On Tuesday night, the Board of Education voted to approve a $2.58 billion fiscal year 2025 operating budget request. The request will now be sent to our county executive and the county council for consideration and approval. As I have shared throughout the process, the budget request reflects the collective efforts and goals of Team BCPS. Now, with the board's approval of the budget request, we're hopeful that we will receive the support and approval of our county leaders so we can intensify our efforts to move our system forward and ensure that all students can achieve at the highest levels. I encourage our community to stay engaged with the budget process as it goes before our county leaders for approval. The county executive is hosting a series of budget town halls for residents of Baltimore County to provide their input into the budget planning process. We need our staff, families, and community members to advocate for the board's budget request. A fully funded budget will help us fast forward student achievement and meet the diverse needs of our more than 110,000 students and 20,000 staff members. We know that comprehensive family and community engagement plays a critical role in student achievement. This is a top priority for our system and one of the focus areas of my strategic plan. This spring, we will hold a series of curriculum nights and community conversations to provide Team BCPS families with an opportunity to engage directly with system leadership in a variety of conversations on a variety of topics. We are going to kick off the series with a curriculum night on March 12th at Woodlawn High School. Curriculum nights in particular are a great way for families to learn more about our curriculum, our efforts to improve instruction in English language arts, mathematics, early childhood education, English for speakers of other languages, and special education. We will also discuss what families can expect to see their children learning in our academic priority areas, and we'll provide tips and resources for our families and caregivers on how to support students at home. Families will have an opportunity to view curricular and instructional materials and ask key questions. I look forward to speaking with our staff, students, and families at these meetings. And to wrap up these brief updates, I want to invite all of you to join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. as we cut the ribbon on our new Red House Run Elementary School building. The $66 million project replaces the old school and features nearly double the capacity and square footage of the former school building. Designed to relieve overcrowding and to provide a modern learning center for our community, the new school formally opened its doors to students after our winter break in January. We also have our annual system-wide job fair coming up on March 12th at the Timonium Fairgrounds for all positions. We will be offering on-the-spot interviews and are prepared to award conditional open contracts to new employees on site. Our efforts to recruit are year-round, and we invite all interested candidates to join us to learn more about joining Team BCPS. Thank you for your time this morning, and I'll turn it back over to Ms. Onijala to facilitate the Q&A.
All right.
I do want to welcome our TABCO Union President, Ms. Cindy Sexton, who has joined us this morning.
If you have a question, just raise your hand and I'll. Okay. Please stand.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Hi, Jessica Babb with Fox 45. So I understand class size averages for high school will go from 21 to 23. However, I had a teacher reach out to me saying that class sizes, especially at the high school level, were already well above that, with many class size averages already in the mid-30s. What is your response to that?
So they're talking about the current state for FY24. And so in the several meetings at the Board of Education where I've talked about class sizes. I've talked specifically about the differences between the current state and FY24 and what are the different steps and the different approach we're going to take in FY25 so that the class averages can be closer, matched to the staff allocation that we're providing and the different tools that we've already created and the training that we're going to provide for principals to monitor this at a building level, specifically looking at the extremely small classes as well as the large classes and the number of release periods, meaning periods that other certified teachers are in the building and they're not teaching, how we put all of that back in the master schedule so that these class sizes are more balanced. And so we have tools to check for that. FY24, we're well aware of what those numbers are for people who want to know. As part of our budget response questions, there's a set, I think the first set of questions where we provided as an addendum a report on semester one class sizes. It has there for you by each class, the average across the system, but it also has every single section in our school system.
Yeah, just to follow up. So that teacher has already said that they've been told by school administration that those class sizes are only expected to get bigger moving into next school year.
Thank you for that information. Again, we have tools we will be monitoring and we'll make sure that we're all meeting the same expectations.
Yeah. Ray Rogowski with Project Baltimore. Is it fair for parents in Baltimore County to wonder and question what they're getting out of Kerwin at this point? Class sizes across the board, some are going up, as you've mentioned, and more students will be having to walk to school with the transportation changes that are going to be implemented for this school year. So are parents getting their worth out of Kerwin at this point?
So I don't know that I can, based on one thing, make an assessment on the blueprint for Maryland's future. What I can share is as a part of the FY25, we are increasing community schools directly as a part of it. Our rapid expansion of pre-K programs is directly related to the Blueprint Commission, as well as our career navigator positions. And so, there's a balance. I would also share that the change in policy regarding the walking distance, that is not something that has anything to do with Kerwin.
I see.
Okay. Hi, Alan Cork, Channel 13. Some states are now calling for schools to ban cell phones in the classroom because they're distracting the students. What does Baltimore County, where does it stand on this, and what is the policy?
Yes, thank you for that. And so Baltimore County has a cell phone policy. The policy is differentiated by grade level. I would say the most flexible part of the policy is for high school students, where students are allowed to have their phones out at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, and in between classes and during lunch. Our expectation is that the cell phones are put away during instruction and that students are fully engaged with what's happening in the school. The policy that we have on the books is, if you're talking about elementary level or middle level, it is stricter. We have, as a direct result of feedback from our principals as well as our stakeholders, brought them together to update our code of conduct, also to share, starting with this summer, with all of our families, what our expectations are around cell phones. And we are planning to, I'm not sure if we've already sent it, we're planning to help our parents by sharing with them some of the controls that they can put on cell phones during the school day to restrict, students' use in ways that are not conducive to really focusing on what's happening in the classroom.
In light of the buy-in from the parents, what has been the results, and also how long has this policy been in effect?
So I would have to check to see how long the policy has been in effect. I would say to you anecdotally, taking a look at our data from this school year, that cell phone infractions appear to be down. For middle schools in particular, we purchased some devices for students that really just had difficulty with seeing the phone and not using it, and provided those to all of the middle schools, shared that information with our community. And so anecdotally, our data seems to be trending in the right direction, particularly around middle schools, which is where we had the highest level of cell phone use that was problematic and causing a distraction.
One last question on a different area, please. Can you speak to the budget and the impact it's having on schools and teachers?
Yes, so I have, spoken to the budget several times. I'm very grateful to the Board of Education for passing the budget for FY25. Our goal is really to move Baltimore County forward, really focusing on academic achievement. We know that we cannot focus on academic achievement without people, and so the greatest part of our budget is on people, specifically on our recruitment and retention, our compensation packages for the 3-year agreement for all 5 of our unions. That's extremely important to us because it provides for that job stability that they need so that everyone can focus our collective attention on students and on learning. We also know that we need to take care of the foundational level so that those skills can transfer to middle school and they can transfer to high school. And so in this budget, we are funding that expansion of pre-K that's desperately needed, as the data is real clear about the impact of early childhood education on a student's trajectory throughout school. Mathematics is an area of focus, and so in elementary, you see those elementary pilot teachers. We have staff development teachers in all of our building to provide that job-embedded professional development, and there are a variety of other things that you see in our budget that we believe, we know based on our data, are needed and are good for children. The only other thing that I'll point out is the lowering the reduction of class sizes in grade 3 through 5. And I want to bring that up because in grades 3 through 5, previously, that was where we staffed at the highest level. For every 25 students, we provided 1 teacher. But when you look at the college and career readiness trajectory, grades 3 and 5, 2 of our 5 markers happen in that band. Grade 3 being the most important, that students are reading at or above grade level. That has been proven time and time again to be an indicator of success. And then grade 5, that students are able to perform proficiently on the state assessments in mathematics and reading. Thank you.
Hey, this is Lily from The Sun. Is there any update to the Pikesville investigation?
Thank you for that question. It's still ongoing, and I want to reiterate, since you gave me the opportunity, as soon as we reach a resolution, that will be a message that I will be sharing with all of Team BCPS.
Probably a pretty similar question, but the investigation into the Parkville teacher that was caught on camera smoking an unknown substance with students, where does that stand?
Ongoing investigation. Thank you.
Following some class sizes getting bigger, are there any concerns that it will negatively impact students' education?
No. And I want to share that because this is not going to be left to chance. We are going to be extremely intentional, and we have already started that work. So no sooner than Tuesday night we left, yesterday morning we already started looking. For example, if you think about our ESOL teachers for our younger grades, we used to have a policy where our ESOL teachers were clustered, meaning that they were assigned from central offices. This means that you could have a change every single year. We moved to make sure that ESOL teachers, particularly in elementary school, that they were assigned to a specific school. There was that partnership there between the principal and the teacher, and then you could develop long-standing relationship with those students as they matriculate from grade to grade. We have about 135 of those positions. When I last checked yesterday, we had 12 left to be placed. And so this work is moving quickly. It is our goal that when we get to this job fair on March 12th, that we're really able to maximize the opportunities that exist. And we can only maximize those opportunities if we make sure all of our current teachers that we have pledged that they are going to be in a place that is based on their certification, a place that they've identified as one of their 10 preferable locations, that we're able to honor that request so we can extend open contracts so we can fill for the new positions that are there. And so this is work that we take very seriously. Again, our ultimate goal is to make sure that our students are learning at high levels, and we have to take care of our adults to do that. And so I am not concerned because we are doing the work and we're going to be monitoring it every step of the way. Thank you.
Hi, Bree Hatch with YPR. This is kind of like a random topic, so go with what you will. But there's a bill in the state legislature right now talking about health curriculum, and specifically like allowing and not allowing parents to opt out their kids from like gender identity, sexual identity curriculum. Can you speak to what the county's policy currently is for that, and sort of your thoughts about this bill if it were to be implemented? What would it change, I guess, for the county?
So currently in our county, before students are taught health, parents are invited out to the schools. They get to look at the curriculum, they get to look at the material, get to see the units of study, and they do have the ability to make a choice in terms of how they want to proceed. At this time, our policy and review committee has not, at least indicated that there's a desire to move away from that process. So we'll be watching along with the 23 other LEAs to see where we land, and then we will adjust accordingly.
Okay, we have time for one more question. If not, we'll give you back some time this morning. Okay, thank you for joining us.
Thank you
Have a
so
great
much.
day. Travel safely. And see you at Red House Run. Positive story, ribbon cutting. Come on out. Thank you.